I can look at you and I say, okay, you probably like this kind of show. You probably live on this side of town. You probably hang out with these kind of people. Just looking at you, because oftentimes your expression speaks. Everything about you, it speaks. Guess what? When you go to church people's house, they got a whole closet, another church clothes. At least back in the day. That's how it used to be. If you go to a woman's house, she got about 50 hats. She got 1,000 shoes and whatnot. Because you know, okay, this is convention. This is revival. You know, that was basically their closet. Now when you go to young people's house, guess what? You got party clothes, you got tennis shoes, you got a whole counter of nothing but cologne and perfume. Why? Because it speaks to where they are. Lord, y'all look at me like, Pastor, you telling on me. But the thing is, we all were at these places at some point in time in our lives, and we're trying to get to these places. But all of these things, it speaks to you. If you're a person that works in the hospital system, guess what? You got strubs. You got strubs and sneakers, or you got strubs and the little clog shoes. All of these things, it speaks to you. You know? Look with me quickly here at Proverbs 12. Proverbs chapter 12. Just want to deal with how everything about us, it communicates something. Your glasses tell me that you're either nearsighted or farsighted, or you're both. You know? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but Sister Sash said she deceived me. She fooled me. She fooled hers off. But the thing is, oftentimes these things, they articulate something. They speak to your situation. It tells about it. But look over here in Proverbs 12 and verse 18.
There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is held. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment.
Start back over. Read again. Go back to verse number 18.
There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is held.
Go ahead.
The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment.
So he starts out by telling us, he says, be careful what you say, because what? Words can pierce more damaging than a sword. Thing is, we used to sing the song, you know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's a lie. I remember every hurtful thing that was ever said to me, and I remember the position I was. Some of them I can tell you how old I was and where I was, you know, what I was wearing when it was said, because it was just that devastating. You know, the thing is, and we think that words are not very important, but the thing is, words are very important, because the whole world that we're in now was created by words. Then he goes down and he says in the second stanza of that what?
But the tongue of the wise is held.
He says, just as your words can begin to cut and hurt, he says your words can do what? Can heal. What does the prophet do? Comes and speaks words of life, speaks words of direction. So the thing is, he might cut sometimes, but then he comes back with a word with healing balm on it and put salve on it. It comes to help you in a situation, and then it comes to heal you in that situation. How did I come out of sin? I was living in sin, and they started preaching on that sin. It was cutting me, and I said, I'm going to slap that preacher if you don't get off of that. Then when I got delivered, he began to tell me how God loved me in spite of all the sin that I was in. And he was glad that I changed my mind. And it helped me. I saw that God just didn't want to beat me up, but he wanted to love on me too. But he just didn't want to love on me in the state that I was in. He wanted me to change first. Think about this. Put it in this perspective. Your best friend, you hadn't seen him in I don't know how long. They were up under the car, working on the car. They got motor oil on their hands, motor oil all over their clothes, dirt all over them. Their face is all greasy. And they see you when they get from up under the car. You got on your best clothes. And like, hey, man. How you going to feel? Hey, we cool. You need to go wash first, man. Think about when we come to God. That's how we responded to him. I got all this grease on us. Wow. And we come and agree him. He said, oh, take a shower first. Then come see me in the morning. Think about when we dealt with the tabernacle. Did we do the tabernacle in this setting, or we did it in Appalachia? We talked about the tabernacle in the app class. The very last place that the high priest had to go to before he went into the most holy place there was a little space between the inner court and the most holy place, where it was a bowl there with some water, there's a mirror, and it was a curtain, where he had to separate himself from everybody else before he could even go into where God was, and he had to clean himself to make sure that he was properly arrayed before he could go behind the veil into God's presence and offer unto God the sacrifice. So the thing is, it's not that he does not want us in his presence. He recognizes what his presence can do to us if we don't try to come right.
That's right. That's it.
You see what I'm going wrong? So all of these things is communicating something with us. That's why I was sharing with the saints. I was saying that the tabernacle is an expression of how we're supposed to respond to God. These are the steps that we're supposed to go to en route to him. There's certain people that you have very, very intimate relationship with, but there are other people that you might not be as intimate with. And the thing is, these are different postures that we have with God. Some of us are in the outer courts. Some of us in the inner courts. Some of us in the holy place. But, everybody's not necessarily in the most holy place. But God wants everybody to be there. But he said that these are the requirements. These are responsibilities. These are the things that I'm expecting of you in order to enter into this place. If I come to your house and you got white carpet, your expectation of me is me to take my shoes off. You see where I'm from? That's my requirement to come beyond this point. It's not that you don't want me to come in, but you tell me, say, you ain't going to mess up my good white carpet. Some people used to have white carpet and they say, you can't come in this room. You got to go around the other way. And you can never go in that room. One thing you can do is look. Only thing they did in that room was go and vacuum and with no shoes on, and they closed the door. That was a looking room. But nobody went in there. God wants us to get access to all of them, but he says these are requirements to get access to them. Oh my, time is running out.